There is no protocol for this.
Welcome, guys, to our first official episode of No Protocol for This. I'm Allie,
I'm Nate.
and we are going to start this off a little more kind of lighthearted. I know we talked to you guys about this is a podcast about life and things we've gone through, so kind of tiptoeing our way into this. Just again, talking a little bit more about us and life and things that got us to where we are today.
Yeah, I also want to let everybody know, and what's the word?
Preface?
Yeah, because I say preference, apparently. I want to preface this. This is, there's no filters on these podcasts. So if you have little ones sometimes around, hopefully they can't talk by now, but I know they're little sponges. I will probably swear. She swears more. Who knows, though?
Also just very sarcastic, so I'm going to throw that one out there, too.
She's not actually mean. She might be giving me a little bit of a hard-ass time, but not mean at all.
All right, so let's kind of jump right into it. Again, going back to kind of our background, who are we? We talked about how we met, how we got here, but let's just talk about real honest things. Like when we first when we first met each other, I guess. Went on our first date. Let's start there because we first met each other. That was just all around a shit show. We learned that with water bottles and bars and dances.
Yep, we already got past that.
But on our first date, I guess, our first date, we went to the farmer's market. And first we got coffee.
I was like, wait, we didn't go to the farmer's market first.
Yeah, all in one day. Like we grabbed coffee, but the date was, hey, do you like farmer's markets?
I see.
So we walked around the farmer's market and then we went and got lunch. But throughout that day, I guess, what was like your first impression? Like what was your honest opinion of me on that first date?
When you showed up, you had the sickest Vans on that I had ever seen.
My lightning bolt Vans.
She had these lightning bolt Vans. And I was like, this chick is like, she gives me this like 90s punk rock, Avril Lavigne like style, but very gorgeous at the same time. And kind of like I didn't, obviously I still didn't know how to talk to her. But I definitely could show her how to be a gentleman.
Yeah.
I could be a gentleman. So it started out with that, but I was very nervous for sure because she got out. She was in this white Jeep, and I was like, oh my gosh, this woman's way out of my league. I was like, there's no possible way that she's going to stick around for the next even week. So that was my first impression, I think. By the end of it, we were sitting at it was a restaurant. I was going to call it a bar, but it's a restaurant. It's kind of kids can't go there, so it's kind of a bar. But by the end of it, I think we were having, really meaningful conversations, and
talked about podcasts.
We talked about podcasts, yeah, which was kind of crazy. We started getting to know each other more and more, and I don't think, walking around the farmer's market, I was definitely nervous, but it felt very comfortable, which was very nice. Like it was this calming, comfortable state.
Felt natural.
Yeah, it felt natural, and I think that was the first time in my life that I've ever felt that, especially on the first date. I mean, there's always going to be those butterflies. Mm-hmm. I hope that just means like you're definitely feeling something for somebody. If you have those gremlins in your stomach, not the bad gremlins, like you're running to the restroom or anything, but like the butterflies, like, I think that was pretty cool. And by the end of it, it kind of smacked me in the face. I was like, man, my sister's going to be really mad at me if I talk about this woman and I don't bring her around. And now they're kind of best friends.
Yeah.
They talk a lot.
Your sisters, both of them.
Yeah.
Are some of my favorite people. But no.
So yeah, now that I got through my little hard time of trying to explain, it's always hard for a guy to do this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
What was your first impression of me?
Well, first I think I even said it. Like it was kind of funny. We were dressed similarly, but like different. Obviously,
We do that all the time.
yeah,
Right?
we still do it, but it's more like the same style with the Vans and like it was summertime, so obviously shorts and like I was in a white summery t-shirt, but I guess I'd be just more feminine style and you're more
Yeah.
laid back, male style. But it was for me too. It was one of those like just very natural dates. Oh, I never called it a date. I kept telling you this was not a date. I don't know you, and we're not going on a date right now. We're just hanging out.
Yeah, we hung out a couple of times.
Yeah. But I know I think it was nice. I mean, my first impression I think would go back to even like you asking me to hang out because I don't think I've ever met any guy who's like, "Hey, you want to go walk around the farmers market?" And I love the farmers market.
Yeah.
So that was my first impression of you was just the fact of like what you decided we were going to do was go to the farmers market, like get coffee and go to the farmers market. So I think my first impression was like, okay, again, headspace of like, I don't really want to date or have time to date people right now. So I think it was more like there's something to explore here because this just he felt like someone different in a good way of like, this is not the normal male person floating around out in Washington.
Yeah. The farmers market's cool too. Like, I total side note. Like the biggest thing was if she could do something super laid back like that. Because I used to love just riding my skateboard to the farmers market. So I was
Yeah.
like, if she can hang with that, then that's pretty rad.
Yeah. And I think it was just nice that like not only that, but like we could have conversation I think from day one. And then it got to a point where we were eating. And I was like, okay, I got to go get my kids. So I have to go. Welcome to my life. Here I am, which we'll touch on that in just a little bit. But yeah, my first impression was just like, okay, you told yourself you weren't dating. You were focused on you, but something is different here. And again, I talked about this in our intro, like talking about not losing ourselves as individuals when we're parents. And it was like in the back of my mind was like, you can't give this up just because you think you're too busy. You're never too busy for the person. So it's worth at least like tiptoeing in and exploring and seeing what's going on here.
With the right person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm talking about you with my first impression.
Oh. I thought we were giving life advice already.
No.
I know,
just saying
sorry.
that was like me talking in third person. Like there's something worth exploring with you on our that first date.
People are going to be like, this guy's a golden retriever.
Like golden retrievers are good though. Remember like golden retriever energy?
Yeah, golden. Yeah, he's like, ugh,
But also
ball.
like, oh,
Yeah,
squirrel.
exactly.
Yeah.
But I'm actually kind of intelligent at the same
You are.
time. Can you say that about yourself?
I mean, if you have a big ego, I guess.
Yo, I am a firefighter. Cool. At what point do you think that you realize, like, oh shit, this might be it?
Might be it. Like the one.
Yeah, like,
person.
oh shit, this might be it.
I think that it was one of those like early on things again, like our communication, our connection, the chemistry, the amount of like things we had in similar, like eerie things where it's like, wait, you lived in Colorado at this point, so did I. Like you lived in Colorado
Oh,
Springs,
yeah.
so did I. At the same exact like
Yeah.
we're not neither one of us are from there. Let's backtrack that. Neither one of us were born or raised in Colorado Springs. We both just happened to live there, not knowing each other in the same time frame, and then moved here to Washington in the same
In the
time
same
frame.
time frame, yeah.
So it was almost like our string was constantly pulling us into areas where we didn't know each other, but eventually found each other and realized we had so much in common. But one of the biggest things about you, and I say this all the time, and I say this to other people, is even when we were like Instagram messaging each other, I think one of the things where I was like, this man is also like for different was when you told me what your favorite animal was.
Oh yeah, I love elephants.
Yeah. And I like,
I love
yeah, and I didn't even expect that. I was like, oh, mine's a pig. Huh. Like, but no, like legit, mine's really a pig.
Yeah.
And you were like, I love elephants because of their emotional intelligence. And I was like, what? What man even talks about emotional intelligence?
Yeah.
And so that was the like, okay, there's something here. And then when you asked me to go to the farmer's market, I was like, okay, I have to. But I think too, one of my bigger moments was like after you met the girls, because obviously that's my world, those kids. And it was after you met them and they're very honest little humans.
Yeah.
They are my children.
I mean, we spent the whole entire time. We'll get there, but yeah.
Yeah, like they're very honest little humans, and I know that like if they didn't want to be around you, they wouldn't. The little one might be rude, but like they wouldn't necessarily be rude. They would just kind of dismiss you and like do their own thing. And they were very much so like, forget mom, like let's go play with Nate, let's hang out with Nate. And then even moving forward, like the little bits you spent around them, like here and there, they were very much so appreciative of you and like cared about you. And that was a bigger thing of like, I know I care about this man a lot, but like so do these my beings, like my babies care about him too.
Yeah.
And that's where I was like, this might be a pretty serious thing here. And I just feel like it is. I don't know that you could truly ever explain it. Like it is
No.
so true when they say, when you know, you know. Like
Yeah.
that is how I can, the only way I could explain this is there are no words. I just, in my heart of hearts, in my mind, like I know that you are my person.
Yeah. Yeah. I think, yeah, that whole, when you know thing was pretty. I told you this. It was that time that we went to the beachfront.
Yeah.
Remember? And
Yeah, to launch
I
and
saw that
bikes.
weird ass animal,
Yeah.
and I was freaking out. Yeah. Yeah.
That
We
was like
went,
our second date.
yeah, we went out to a restaurant, and
Then we rode those tandem or the what were those called? Those little like bikes where you're sitting on a bench next to each other
yeah,
and like there's a back seat too.
those things were a pain in the ass.
Those were hard. And I was in a dress, holding my dress down.
It was
like,
so bad.
Yeah.
That was kind of my this might be it moment, but definitely the second to like set it into stone was when I finally got to meet the girls because you were super sick,
Yeah.
and I was going to drop off one of those Costco fettuccinis or whatever it was, and you were like, "Oh, you got to kind of turn around." I was like, "Excuse me."
Girls don't want just random food at the door. They
Yeah.
want to know who dropped it off.
Yeah, tell them I'm DoorDash.
Yeah.
And I spent the next hour and a half wrestling them
Yeah.
the whole time.
Well, that's what I mean. Like even with the girls, similar to like how it was for you and I, or
Yeah.
me and you, I don't know. It was like that for the girls too, where it was just like they acted as if they've known you forever.
Yeah,
Like it was immediate, like, watch how fast I can run. You want to race me? Like I could beat you up.
Yeah.
Like just jumped right into Nate life. And they were like, and then it was still like, we were very cautious around it. Like we didn't always like, oh, let's be around the girls now. We tried to hang out like if they were at their dad's or if they were at school or things like that.
I was trying to be respectful for sure.
Yeah. And then, but they would be like, is Nate, can we see Nate? Can we go to Nate's house? What's Nate doing? I'm like, just chill. I'm still learning Nate. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
Well, and I think for them, I think right after getting to know them that first day, it felt to me, which would have been like anybody hearing it or looking at it from the outside in would have been like, wow, that is really fast. But for me, it was like I felt like I was in my own family,
Yeah.
like right away.
Yeah. And I think like, yeah, a month or two with you felt like it had been years already. Like it just felt that comfortable and natural. And
Yeah.
what was it like 2 or 3 weeks in? I was like, hey, I'm going to go race with my dad. Like side note, I race go-kart guys. Go-karts.
Go-kart.
And I was like, hey, I'm going to go race with my dad. You want to come help us? Because my dad's also racing. And it was literally just going to be my dad and myself and doing all the work and pushing the carts. And you're like, sure.
Yeah, I was like, where are
Jump
we
right
going?
into like, hey, dad, here's Nate. And they forgot I even existed. So that was fun.
Yeah, it helps when I've turned wrench like most of my childhood life. So
Yeah.
it was kind of nice. I got a leg up on that one.
Yeah, it was literally, and when I say like they act like they forgot I existed, it's not a bad thing. It was literally just a matter of like we're driving to the racetrack and they're both bigger men, and so I sat in the back seat and I'm just like texting my mom like, Dad and Nate haven't stopped talking. Like I don't even know if they know I'm back here anymore.
Yeah.
So no.
Well, and it's nice too because it feels like that first ride of not knowing like who this person or who that dad is. You're sitting there shaking a little bit when you get up there, and then I mean they were just here this weekend, and it's like,
But also my dad's like one of the coolest human beings.
yeah,
around.
and he's like super laid back. Like if he doesn't want to talk, he'll just kind of answer. But when he does, like He'll just like stir up this conversation, and you can kind of, for me, I can kind of feel it coming because I'm like, he wants to talk.
He's got something to talk.
He's got something to
Yeah.
talk about right now, which is pretty cool.
I guess
So
I kind of like, yeah,
I dig it.
jumping into like meet my family, meet my kids, but
Yeah.
I guess kind of goes into like, well, what was life like individually for you? Like, what was life like for you? What was life like for me before we even started dating? What was our individual lives that joined together?
Man, for me, I think it was I was just riding solo for the longest time. I hadn't been
Because we talked a little bit about this on our intro too, but
Yeah, I had been in a real relationship in a real long time. I was totally cool with being by myself. I was pretty committed to being by myself. I liked my schedule. I liked my quiet. I liked being able to do what I wanted to do. And I just had a lot of goals that I wanted to achieve. There was a lot of things on my list that I thought I needed to tick off before I was even capable of finding somebody. You know, when you become mature and you're like,
when you adult,
when you adult and you're like, yeah, I probably shouldn't bring that kind of baggage into somebody's life. And then you kind of start ticking them off one by one. And then, you know, some of that baggage doesn't look so bad. And you're like, okay, cool. I'm getting a good stride. Cause I mean, I'm like 34 now, but that was a couple of years ago now. So that's it, you know, being myself and doing my own thing. I think I had to learn how to re-love myself was the biggest thing.
yeah, I think that's a huge thing. Like, there are so many things out of just this conversation that I could side note and give you some life advice on.
Oh,
But, like,
yeah.
learning how to love yourself is such a big thing. But
Yeah. Yeah. I was learning how to love myself. So, and then I think by the time I got, you know, the world brought us together, whatever we want to call it, maybe two magnets. It was like, okay, I think I got a good grasp on the BS that I've put myself into
Yeah.
from my 20s as being a male, and I've really put things into motion to be successful, and I think I'm capable, and I'm what would I say, good enough,
Yeah, strong enough. I guess.
strong enough, yeah,
Yeah, adult enough.
adult
Have a
enough.
mature relationship.
Well, I mean, you meet her and she's
No,
gone to school. She has kids. Like she's done
My-
all of this stuff by herself,
But
and
it's
you
so
sit there and you get intimidated, and you're like, "Well, I haven't done any of that."
and I would say, like,
But everybody has their own walk of life, right?
yeah, and I would say one of the biggest things in our relationship, and one thing, like, you could probably quote me on this, I say all the time, is perspective. Like, you just saw this as like, oh, she went to school, she had kids. I look at it like I had an organized shit show of a life. Like, my life was pure chaos, but like and now I don't know how to live without chaos. Like, I'm like, I'm bored. Let's start a podcast. Like, let's
Yeah,
fucking do this.
exactly.
And I'm not bored at all. Like, I have so much to do in my everyday life, but
Yeah.
before
I have to tell her to chill out sometimes.
you and my work both, like, you're like, just breathe, go enjoy life, go on vacation. No, but I literally lived chaos. Like, I worked full time. I, like I said, raising two kids. I was 2 years divorced, but still going through custody stuff and finalizing things. And when I met you, I was at the height of it all.
Yeah.
And we'll leave some of the stuff out just because we're going to leave it out. But yeah, custody stuff was a big thing at that point in time. And it was figuring out how to navigate that on my own while going to work to pay bills and also going to school. I was in school full time, and I was in school full time in-person school.
Yeah.
So super thankful for my job.
That's why I had to Instagram you all the time.
Yeah. Super thankful for my job for like allowing me the flexibility to still be able to work and go to school, because I had to work because I had kids to support. But I also really wanted to show my kids, like, nothing can stop you if you just put your mind to it. But yeah, save it for a later date. Yeah, my life before you was pure chaos. It's still chaos, but it's beautiful chaos.
Yeah.
So I was just doing a lot trying to manage it. And I was, I think, blatantly honest with him in the sense of like, I don't have time to date you. But like, I really want to get to know you. And I think, and we have like, here, let me message you and I'll hear from, like, you'll hear from me in 2 or 3 days or vice versa.
Yeah.
So I went from just, yeah, big chaos and probably brought a lot of baggage, but baggage we worked through together and kind of, and same thing, like you said, like you had a lot of baggage on your side.
So much baggage.
And like we laugh about it now because it's like, man, could you think about like, it felt like nothing to us. Like we knew we were stressed out. We knew like we were overwhelmed with things, but we also knew like we had each other and we had our like families and our like good support systems too to get through it. But
Well, I think some of the big things, not to cut you off, but I think some of the big things too is like you take on this baggage that you have been working on your entire life by yourself, or you've been dating and you kind of put it to the side, or you start like claiming new baggage,
yeah.
and you don't realize the support team that could come up and like help you with that baggage. I never had that until I had Allie as my partner. Like you think you can do all these things by yourself, and then you kind of get stressed out, you get overwhelmed, you think that life's just kind of beating you up a little bit until you get somebody that kind of comes along and maybe they're just pushing you a little bit and kind of just wondering how you're doing, or asking you about how your day is, or and it kind of slowly trickles into what could how they could help. And it's pretty awesome to have that kind of that goal driven push.
Yeah. And I think even bringing baggage into a relationship, it's still not like horrible things. It was like, okay, yeah, I have all this, like I have kids, I have school. My day started at 4 a.m. and
I have student loans.
Yeah, I was getting up at 4 a.m. and either work or schoolwork. And then I would all day long from like 4 a.m. to 5 p.m. was work or schoolwork. Then it was picking up girls. It was going to soccer practice. It was going to soccer games. It was coming home, bedtime. Like my day didn't end till 8, 9 o'clock. And then it's a matter of like, okay, now we're doing this together. How do we do this? But on like side note, I want to think like baggage outside of, I had kids, I have custody stuff. You had firefighter stuff. You had work stuff. You had this, you had that. It was like one baggage that I think we both brought into the relationship is not knowing how to have a good relationship.
Yeah.
In the sense of like, I wouldn't say trust issues, but it was like, this feels too good to be true. We were both waiting for that shoe to drop, right?
Yep.
So it was kind of like we get in these petty little like disagreements, or this like, why are you doing that? This is weird. Like,
Yeah.
why are you doing that? But it's just like, we didn't know what a good relationship was.
Yeah.
And so a good relation to us, that was the baggage I feel like we both brought. And
Yeah.
like coming out of bad relationships, so we didn't know what good was. And when we found good, it felt so weird to us in a sense, like felt natural, but it's also like, why am I questioning things like, why did he open that door for me? Like,
Good felt bad.
yeah.
Because we
It felt,
expected
I
the
wouldn't say
bad.
bad. It just felt awkward.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, I'm used to, even in past relationships, still being very independent, do my own thing, go to work, take care of the kids, come home, cook, clean. And then it's like, oh yeah, there's a person here to talk to. kind of
Don't
thing.
let her
But-
fool you. She's still that way.
But yeah, so I think that was a whole other thing too, is learning how to be in a good relationship and like working through that together.
Yeah.
Of like, it's okay for me to get up and make you lunch. Like, I'm not saying you're not capable of doing it, because I think that's where my brain went.
Yeah.
Anytime he would help me do something, I'm like, I can do that myself. Like, you don't need to do this for me. And it almost turned into little, not like arguments, but just like little kind of things.
Oh, it was tension.
Yeah, it was tension where it's like, to me, I was like, does he think I'm incapable of doing this? Like, no, he's just a good human being.
Yeah. We had a good month or two of you just telling me that I couldn't make your lunch.
Yeah. Well, it was. And it was also, I felt the like aspect of, you were like, we both had long days, like 10, 12, 16-hour days between work, school, and things like that, that it was like, you don't need to get up and make me lunch. I am such a routine person. And having been a single mom for so long, and I had found a routine. And I was in my routine, and like you came in the middle of it. And I'm like,
Yeah.
wait, you're disrupting my routine. And I took like offense to it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's something that like
We
learning
didn't know how to become a team.
Yeah, in
Like
the sense of like
individual players and didn't
hyper
know,
independent.
yeah,
Like,
hyper independent. We didn't know how to become a good team.
yeah, I think becoming an actual unit, an actual team was harder than we both expected.
Yeah.
Like working together, especially like when obviously Nate moved in with us because I wasn't going to uproot the kids and move them out of school districts and things like that. So it was easier for him and
I also
adorable
lived in
little
a
Salem
one
hair
bedroom
cat. Yeah.
studio.
Well, I mean, like we could have joined into a new home
Sure.
somewhere
Yeah.
else,
Yeah.
but instead, Nate and the cat moved in with us, and it was a lot of growing pains in the best way possible. Is like again just learning how to be a team
Yeah.
with someone who is actually a team player,
Yeah.
not just someone who's physically there, but someone who actually is wanting and like who's in your background cheering for you, pushing you, and there to support you.
Yeah. And I mean, don't get me wrong. There's times where, you're just dead ass tired and, things are going on and you're kind of slacking. But it's at the end of the day, like, I think once you start building up that becoming a team and, seeing that unfold, then, knowing that one person is there and they understand what's going on is the big thing too.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there was a lot of growing pains, especially with becoming
Yeah.
under one household, right?
I think yeah.
Blending our families
Blending your
together.
family together.
Together, a lot, a
Yeah.
lot of, a lot of little 7-year-old blends into me.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I mean, even for Salem, the cat, like she had to learn a whole new role too, and the girls had to learn like the cat. Like there were so many little things that you don't necessarily think of, but
What do you think the hardest thing about blending together was going to be?
I think
Or
just
was?
the hardest thing, I think what we just talked about, like the hardest thing for me was learning how to not be so hyper independent.
Yeah.
Like I had to learn that it was okay to let people help me, like to let somebody help me, you
Yeah.
help me. And for you, like to learn it was okay to like sleep.
Yeah.
I ran on, and I can't drink, I have a heart thing, so I can't drink a lot of caffeine. So I ran on fumes most of the time. And a lot of times I'm like, people be like, how are you doing it? How are you function? I'm like, I don't know. I just do it. I push through. But that was definitely the hardest thing was learning how to allow you to help.
Gentlemen, one thing, don't tell your fiance or wife or girlfriend that she looks tired. Just tell her that she can keep going. Well, okay.
Tell her it's okay to rest.
Then what do you think the easiest thing was?
I think the easiest thing was like the kids.
Yeah.
I would think like if you looked at my life from the outside and like if we had a TV show and somebody was watching us meet and all that stuff, like knowing my children are literal miniature versions of myself.
There's 3 of you.
There are 3 of me.
Wow.
I was like, oh man, this is going to be a wild ride. And like, how do you even talk to the kids about that? But I feel like they're more like, can they just live here? Can they always be here? And so that I thought would be the hardest part for sure of like getting them used to you and you used to them, which very much so could be. But it was so easy for them and so
Yeah.
easy for us as like a unit to blend the girls and you into our family.
Yeah.
They were just so naturally calm and loving towards you.
Yeah. I think the easiest thing was just being here finally because I felt so disconnected.
Yeah,
When I would
mind you,
go
we
back
lived
home.
like 45, 50 minutes from each other.
Yeah. So whenever I left and I didn't stay the night because I also worked 15 minutes from where I lived.
Yeah.
And every time I left, I felt very disconnected. And I was finally, when I got here, it felt like things were actually,
Like you were home.
yeah, like I was home. I always would tell Allie that I was at my hotel when I was
No,
gone.
the Airbnb.
The Airbnb.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Your home
My
was called the
Airbnb.
Airbnb.
Yeah.
We would stay there on a random weekend where the girls were at their dad's and are like, oh, we're at the Airbnb.
Yeah. Because we'd go line dancing or something like
Yeah.
that again.
What do you think was the easiest, the hardest for you?
The hardest for me, that's a tough one. Because nothing was really hard. I think it was just all learning. Obviously, we've got the girls, and I think some of the hardest stuff was trying. Okay, so I think some of the hardest stuff was trying to learn how to like be not step on people's shoes and being a parent. Like,
Hot.
where do I step in? Where do I not step in? Do I just be quiet? Do I not be quiet? Do I let you mother? Do I just be this guy that's here? So that was pretty hard for me. But I think the second hardest thing was understanding that I don't really think there was a lot of
Wasn't a lot of
there
hard-
wasn't a lot of hard
Yeah.
stuff. Like,
And I guess like that part of like you blending into the family was one of your hard, like that's what you had to learn, right?
I think the biggest thing was I had to finally figure, as much as I wanted to be in a family, I had to finally figure out how to not be alone. Like that alone time, that quiet, because you know how, like,
Oh yeah, like having you time.
yes, I get super oversensitized to stuff. And when you've got,
Overstimulated.
yeah, when you got 7 and 12 battling it out, mom's like, quit the shit. I've got Salem running around on 2 legs trying to attack your feet.
Yeah.
And there's
Yeah.
girl stuff all over the house. I'm like, I'm overstimmed. I can't clean up.
Yeah.
Like, what is going on?
I definitely could see that. Like it's hard to go from like I live 100% alone with my cat to I have 2 tiny humans and a cat running around and playing and schoolwork and screaming at each other. And
Yeah.
yeah, that's a lot.
It is.
When do you think you first felt like this, that we were not just a couple, but like we were a family?
Probably the first time Ari started running around, just no pants on, running around the house after
Okay,
a
she had
shower.
underwear on, but-
Well, underwear, yeah, but I was like,
She's in a t-shirt and underwear.
I'm like, what is going on around here?
Yeah.
That comfortable state. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that my first, like, and I always feel like it's because to me, it was like, okay, me and the girls are family. And I felt like you were a part of the family. And I think it was more just one of those, like, this was my aha solidified moment was when Kiddo brought home her picture she drew at school. And it was, you have to draw the family.
Oh, yeah.
And at the time, my niece was living with us too. And the family that she drew was me, you, her dad, her sister, and my niece.
Yeah.
And she said, this is my family. And I was like, because that, we never, ever, ever, and to this day,
Yeah.
still don't tell the girls, like, this is your dad, this is your bonus dad.
Yeah, we
Like,
don't do that.
we always just referred to him as Nate or Bat Stash or that's another episode or bonus dude. That's been kind of a thing. And they have willingly on their own been like, that's my other dad. And that's just the comfortability. And again, I never want to force that on them or even like, if they don't ever feel comfortable with that, they don't. But that was my, she's like, yeah, here's dad one and here's my other dad. And
Yeah.
so that was my like, I already felt it, but that was the like icing on the cake that the kids felt it too. Yeah.
Yeah. I think the other thing would have been, Father's Day #1.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this is what Father's Day feels like.
Yeah. Cause
This
they were
is
like,
wild.
can we get Nate something? And I was like, sure.
Yeah. Which, mind you, was the coolest T-shirt ever.
Yeah. It was a cool t-shirt.
Unless that was the second one.
No, that was the first one.
That was the first one.
Yeah. I think all that being said is it's possible. We have each other. We have our family and we're still learning because there is no protocol. But for all those who may or may not be listening to this or maybe listening to this in the future, know that I feel like everybody has their person out there.
Yeah.
I think that there is somebody for everybody, and I don't think that you should rush it. We found each other later in life, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that because I 100% believed that I was meant to go through my trials and tribulations to learn who I was as an individual person and what I wanted out of life. To really be able to truly love Nate the way I do and receive his love in return. So I always just want to say, like, for anybody who thinks that they have missed their chance at love or thinks that like they're going to be alone or there's no one out there for them, there is. Like a soulmate, I think we truly have real soulmates. I think that's literally meaning they are a part of our soul. But they are out there for you, and just stop looking. Because that is literally when I found Nate was at a point again where I was like, I am done. I don't want to deal with this. Just focus on myself.
Yeah.
And there he was, just like right in front of me.
Yeah.
And so there's someone out there for everybody. I think just don't try so hard.
Yeah.
In the sense of like, don't need to go out there looking for them and constantly on apps or searching. Like, that's fine, do your thing, but don't feel like you have to find love right now wherever you are at in your life.
For sure. For sure. I think if anybody could take anything from this, it's just focus on yourself and
The rest will fall into place.
the rest will fall into place.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. And I think that's kind of the goal of what we want out of this podcast is to like tell you our story a little bit, but with that, hear your guys' stories and, you know, have open conversation with like our opinions. And I don't know, I'm always a silver lining person. Even in the hardest times, I'm like, what did I learn from this? What can I learn from this? Like,
Yeah.
here's something to know and learn about and find the silver lining in the hardest of times. And I hope that's what I want out of this podcast is to help you guys all find your silver linings too.
Because remember, there's no protocol for this.
See you next time.
Toodles.
There is no protocol for this.